You know, you can always tell when I'm starting a new recording session when I'm playing as Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. But anyway, hey guys, and welcome back to my Let's Play of LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. Last time we learnt the horrible truth, even though we already played through the prequel trilogy beforehand, so we already knew everything. Granted, everybody knows, unless they're under 4. But now it's time for the final chapter of Empire Strikes Back. I somehow forgot what the title was for a moment there, and that's quite terrifying. Maybe I am a true Star Wars fan after all. I forget everything about the original trilogy. But it's time for Chapter 6, Betrayal over Bespin. Escaping from the rebel defeat on Hoth, Han Solo assaults Sanctuary on Cloud City, high above the planet Bespin. His old friend Lando Calrissian is now Baron Administrator of this self-governing colony, and Han hopes for a warm welcome. But in this time of galactic upheaval, nothing is as it seems. Welcome to Cloud City. It looked a lot smaller in the background there, and it didn't look much like a city. Now it does. It's a city in the clouds. Get it? Oh look! A black person. Something that's... I keep saying that, it makes it sound worse. Black person. They've been in every Star Wars film so far, but it took about 37 years. 37 years to become an issue. It's like, oh look, John Boyega is a black person. He's not welcome in Star Wars. Even though we already had James Earl Jones, Billy D. Williams, and Samuel L. Jackson. Only now, 37 years later, in 2015, are we going to complain about this? Just like, oh, Daisy Ridley, she's a woman, they're not allowed in Star Wars. Even though we already had Carrie Fisher, Natalie Portman, the woman that plays the woman who's in charge of the rebels. I don't know how you pronounce her, it's like Mon Mothma, something like that. I don't know how you pronounce her name, but she was a woman. You managed to make racism and sexism even more stupid. Oh, by the way, this is a series that's set in space and contains hundreds of species of alien. Congratulations, you're a moron. Alright, speaking of things that make no sense, welcome to what has... Now we are introduced to the one that really makes me question why people hate Snoke so much. It meets Boba Fett. So we did see him, I say meet, we did see him in Attack of the Clones as a kid, but this is how he's better known. The bounty hunter from Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, who has to be the most pointless character in this entire trilogy, and yet is one of the most... He is a fan favourite, and I do not understand why is Snoke's lack of backstory so bad. His purpose is as character development for Kylo Ren, Ben Solo. Yeah, he has no backstory. You know who else has no backstory or purpose? Boba Fett. Okay, he is the one who is able to track down the Millennium Falcon. That's it. That is his only purpose. Because he only says 2 lines in the entire trilogy. 2 lines. It's all he says. He says, he's no good to me dead. And no, it's 3 lines. 3 lines. He says, as you wish. I think he says at one point. That's his first line. Then he says, he's no good to me dead. Then he says, put Captain Solo in the cargo hold. That is his entire dialogue. Because he doesn't say anything in Return of the Jedi. He doesn't say a single word, bar some screaming. So why is he such a great character when Snoke, a character that exists for the development of another, such apparently a terrible waste of character when he does so much more than the seeming fan favourite one, who is now getting his own film, which is going to be boycotted by everybody because it's not made by Rian Johnson, and that means we have to boycott it. Even though it's a completely unrelated movie, this fan base is a moron. That made no sense. And that is exactly... You know what? Look, that's exactly what the fan base does. I can do it as well then, can't I? Say everything is idiotic while sounding even more idiotic by saying the fan base is a moron. Because boycotting Solo made so much sense, didn't it? And I just love the idea, I don't want to give Disney any more of my money. Ooh, Avengers 4! I anticipate Avengers 4 massively. You are aware that Marvel Studios is also... No, you're clearly not, because you're also... You also seem to be completely unaware that just because Disney owns Lucasfilm, that must mean that that must mean Disney makes Star Wars. No, they don't. Lucasfilm makes Star Wars. And it baffles me that people are able to work this out about the Marvel Studio films, but they can't work this out about Star Wars. It's the exact same thing. How are we able to work this out about one and not the other? Especially when I imagine some of them probably love Marvel films as well. So they're aware that Disney owns one. They're aware that Disney... They must be aware that Disney owns both of them, but they'll only complain that they only think that Disney makes one of them. Disney don't make either of them. Whoa, I never noticed that guy in the background just falling off the ship. It's so stupid, it makes no sense whatsoever. Just like everything else that people complain about with this movie. So utterly stupid. Oh, and why don't we talk about this new thing? I mean, nobody watches these videos. But you know, maybe in the future I will have 26 subscribers instead of 25. And maybe they'll watch the video and think... and maybe they'll watch the video and I get this out now. Why is it that Rian Johnson is now getting a load of flack for making fun of one person on YouTube? I don't know any of this guy's content. I'm not even sure how you pronounce his last name. I think it's Mike Zero, it looks like. I've no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So he's not allowed to make fun of him, but you're all allowed to just outright abuse and threaten Rian Johnson for 9 freaking months. So you're allowed to abuse him, he's not allowed to just make fun of somebody. Wow, well done. You are all an absolute bunch of thick... Well, I don't know how to end a sentence. I don't care, you're just thick. You're just an absolute bunch of hypocritical idiots, bullies, and criminals. Yes, criminals, because threatening somebody is a crime. You send somebody death threats, that is a crime. You are criminals. And I hope to God that Rian Johnson, because, you know, it was only a rumour, it's not true that his trilogy is being cancelled. And I hope he continues to make it. I don't even care if it ends up flopping like Solo. I just want him to make it just to see him anger all of these phony Star Wars fans that think it's okay to bully and abuse somebody. Because it's nice to see them get a taste of their own medicine, in a way. So, moving on. Fun fact, one of the extra things you can buy, I don't think it requires a red brick, I think it's there from the start. But you just need to buy it. You can actually have 3PO on Chewie's back. And that includes the story mode in this, because it will be in story mode as well. In any level, including this one. So you will have 3PO on Chewie's back. And he will also, but you'll also have him in the level. It's most fitting here that it applies to every level that you can play as Chewie and 3PO in, which is a good chunk of them. It's so weird to see, and like all of the sound effects for like when 3PO gets injured or something, they'll play alongside Chewie's. And it's so weird. Anyway, you can use this thing. You only need Lando, it doesn't matter for the other characters. And you can just walk right past the stormtroopers. Just don't use your weapons and don't interact with anything. Apart from the, I mean, if you were controlling like a Jedi character here in free play mode, don't use the Force or they will notice. You can still do this. Hey, who was that? Who was that? Is that many gets there? Yeah, it is. 3PO. How are you not picking that up? Oh, it's one of those games where it has to be me. And yeah, Lando can do the dive maneuver as well. He's a bit faster than Luke because he doesn't stumble, but for some reason, and I don't know why, I mean the stumble with Luke, I think that makes sense, but for some reason, when Lando does it, he holds his arm out for a very brief moment, like less than a second. But it's enough to put me off. It's not quite as smooth as when you're doing it with Han. And I don't know why he does it. I don't know what the purpose of it is. Okay, now I can see for certain now. That does, the Powerball does give you a double score. Yeah. 28,000, 27,000 to 29,000. There we go. Okay, so we just need to use this, because it's got a magnet, to bring the droids over. That's mainly what you're going to be doing out here, is just try and find ways to get the droids over. Even though R2 has rockets, so he should have no issue getting over here. 3PO better keep respawning back there. Nope, I've got to bring him back over. So yeah, one of 3PO's dying quotes is, "Oh my!" Other times he just screams like everybody else, like, "Ah!" But I do like that one. "Oh my!" I'm so close to being a true Jedi. Also, this is a weird thing you can do. I think. Yeah, that. If you hit the attack button, this only works with Bespin Leia and normal Lando. I don't think it works with like any other version of Leia or the episode 6 Lando. I'm not sure what he's doing. It looks like he's proposing to her. That's what I like to think. I'm not sure what's going on. I know Lando sort of puts his head down for a bit as though he's disappointed, he's been rejected or something. That switch is supposed to deactivate that. I don't know what was happening there. I don't know what it is that is going on there, but it's such a weird little inclusion that you can only do with that version of Lando and that version of Leia. I assume you can do it in any level in free play mode. Oh, this guy's new. They don't spawn there in Lego Star Wars 2. I thought it was going after 3PO. I was like, wait, they're not supposed to go after 3PO. What are you doing? Also, the Stormtroopers do have like one of those dive maneuvers as well. But they fall flat on their faces when they do it. And then you gotta wait forever for them to get back up. So really, there's no point. So you just gotta push these out of the way because you need 3PO to open this door. I don't remember protocol droids having panels in the films. I mean, we see R2 use him a few times, but we never see him for yeah, by the way, because it's a new start recording session, the adaptive difficulty is of course turned on, and I keep forgetting to turn it off. Why is that not just something that you can choose whether you want it on or not? By the way, this section is annoying because if you want to get all of the studs on this wall, unless the complete Saga is about to reveal to me that they improved it, which so far it's looking like it is. Yeah, it has. Okay, thank God. This has just gotten a lot easier. No, it hasn't. No, they come back down. In fact, there's more of them. So this section is very annoying. If you want to try and collect enough studs by destroying these walls, which you have to do 3 times. Until you reach the second half, these guys just keep coming back. And it looks like it works a bit differently here. I'm probably just don't need to bother. I have the true Jedi. Let's just get on with it. Because so many of these videos are going to be so long as a result of doing this. And this is story mode. Let's wait until we get to free play mode. I'm already dreading what Retake the Palace is going to be. Because that's so far, that's the biggest part. I mean, that has Mos Espa pod race as a part of the video, but only like 5 minutes. So let's just move on. Whoa. I can't tell if these are actually sounds made by the characters in the films or if they're just random sound effects. I'm pretty sure some of them are, because Leia outright does like a high-pitched scream. So, I don't know if that's taken from the film or not. It wasn't like that in the Lego Star Wars 2. Padme in Lego Star Wars 1 sounds a bit more like her, I guess. It's much deeper, and then they made like a... It is a different sound in Lego Star Wars 2 for Leia, but now here it's much more of a squeak. Oh yeah, I can't attack her. Somehow I forgot about that. Can Chewie do it? Oh, right. Okay, no, I think Leia's sounds are the same, but they made Padme really high pitched for some reason. I don't know why they changed the sound effect for that. But look, there's a mini kit on top of the Millennium Falcon. You can also see the Stormtroopers. By the way, in Lego Star Wars, I've never had it happen here, but granted I haven't played the complete saga that much. In Lego Star Wars 2, I've encountered what I assume is a glitch, where I take out every Stormtrooper at the final section. Also, 3PO is missing an arm. I take out every Stormtrooper in the final section, but the door doesn't open in the Millennium Falcon. And that just leaves me stuck in the level. Meaning that I now have to exit the level and do the entire thing all over again and hope that the door opens this time. I don't know what causes that. It's happened to me like 2 or 3 times in Lego Star Wars 2. It is extremely annoying and I do not know why it happens. There's no reason for it to happen. This is horribly inaccurate. Since when do Stormtroopers hit somebody? Again, look at Rogue One. That robot guy, I don't know his name, he wasn't even moving. And he is enormous. And how long did it take for the Stormtroopers to actually start hitting him and destroy him? Okay, this is all you're doing. You're just taking out the Stormtroopers. This is going to happen a lot. I want to try and keep every one of these. This is all adaptive difficulty is. You get a high enough score and you lose 4,000. You lose 4,000 studs instead of 2,000. Thank you. The door opens here. That is literally all the adaptive difficulty is. I kind of wish that we did get like 3PO with his head on backwards at least. Or like you had to assemble him multiple times. Wow. That's a very ineffective rocket. And that is an extra in this game. You can unlock rockets for Boba Fett and Jango Fett. It's not like a weapon we'll see them use later, but less effective. Also, Leia is now suddenly in her prisoner clothes, which I still don't know. Why does she get a different outfit to wear? Unless it was just what she was wearing under the jacket, I don't know, but they look like prison clothes. But just, they kept her Bespin outfit that she was wearing before they got captured. And she's just magically in the different outfit here. That is 200 plot holes right there. Because that's how it works. You got when one plot hole is about 100 at least in Star Wars. That's how it works. And we never do get to play as that other version of Leia. Right, but that completes Empire Strikes Back. Next up, we're heading to episode 6. The conclusion, the final story of what used to be the complete saga. We now, of course, know that that isn't true. We've had 4 other films since then. We've got at least 6 more. Still have our ending cutscene though. Another section that they did make fun of in the Family Guy stuff. Why are you wearing Han's clothes? Seriously, Lando was wearing Han's clothes in this scene. It's pretty weird. It's true, it is weird. Leia back in her Hoth outfit? I'm not sure. I love that. His hand goes crazy. I never understood though. Like, the hand is realistic here. I mean, in episode 6, I always just assumed Luke is wearing a glove over it. And look, he's not wearing Han's clothes. He's in an original outfit there. Hang on, something's wrong here. I do love Chewie's face though. But oh, the hand's going crazy. Okay, sorry for the sudden change, but I don't know what is going on here. I finished the recording, stopped the audio recording, and then for some reason it saved everything but the last minute and a half. And this is now the second time it did this. I don't know what is going on. It nearly cancelled a whole... It pretty much ruined a whole recording session at one point. By the way, lead programmer, Michael Jackson. I don't know what is going on with this thing, because it did this in Falcon Flight, and that ended up deleting. That was like a whole 16 to 20 minute video. Only 4 minutes was saved, and I don't know why. It wasn't quite so bad here, but I don't know why it's doing it in the first place. Same setup I've used for every part. Same setup I've been using since Ratchet and Clank. With the same laptop and the same microphone I've been using since Sonic 06. I don't know what is going on, but it is really frustrating. So I'm sorry that I've suddenly just interrupted here. I was just going to say, I'm pretty sure Luke wears a glove in Return of the Jedi. I don't know why his hand is actually fully robotic in The Last Jedi, when it clearly still looks like it's got flesh on it there. I don't know. I don't care anymore. I don't even know if this will work, because it kept saying could not save, something went wrong, we've saved what we could, and then it kept saying file type not supported, cannot play this back. I haven't changed anything, nothing is different, and then it just wouldn't play at all, and I kept crashing the recording software. I don't know what is going on. Let's hope it works this time. Next up, episode 6, Return of the Jedi. I will see you guys then.